Welcome to Nerdgasm, everyone. Today we're going to be looking at an Avengers vs. X-Men series that was introduced back in 2012. It pitted some of our favorite Avengers against incredibly powerful X-Men. And today we're going to be looking at Iron Man vs. Magneto. Iron Man starts by putting the heat on Magneto with his repulsor rays, but the master of magnetism is just brushing it off. Magneto knows that Tony can't be so foolish as to attack him with a suit of armor, and to be so naive as to think that these silly repulsor blasts are actually going to stop him. Magneto knows that this is going to be an incredibly short battle if this was the best that Iron Man could do. But you don't survive everything that Magneto has survived and become a master tactician without being prepared for anything. As Magneto has his power running through Tony's armor, he actually figures out what the twist is. Tony's suit is made out of carbon nanotubes, no metal whatsoever. But like I said, Magneto is a master tactician, and he was prepared for anything. So, with his power, he reaches out and picks up some of the damaged buildings around them and drops the building directly on top of Iron Man. A building that weighs about 170 tons. Poor Iron Man. Magneto even gives the ultimate disrespect to Iron Man by turning away from the building explosion, because as we all know, cool mutants don't look at explosions. Magneto tries to tell Tony to stand down because him and his Avengers are in the wrong. They have no right to try and stop the X-Men or Hope Summers. Tony notes that even with his high-tech armor, having a building dropped on you is still extremely painful. Luckily for Iron Man, his armor is still functional after that incredible hit. Being the billionaire genius that Tony is, he had just the gadget to combat Magneto, anti-magnetism discs, that would render Magneto powerless for just a little while. But that plan completely backfires. Magneto practically breathes magnetism. Not only is Magneto able to fight back against these little toys, Magneto even notes that he senses 2 million neodymium high-grade magnets, and tells Tony that it must have cost him a pretty penny. Magneto launches every single disc back at Iron Man, jokingly saying that he couldn't accept such an extravagant gift. Iron Man's own weapons start to shred through his armor, tearing it apart, and Tony goes all out with the repulsor blast to try and keep up. Magneto tells Tony about his time at Auschwitz, and how the men there would always say that they were just doing their job. He questions if Iron Man will say the same thing once they've stopped the X-Men and the Phoenix. Of course, Iron Man doesn't really take the words of a homicidal super terrorist to heart, because come on, it's Magneto. He's done a lot of fucked up stuff. Tony has dozens of plans to deal with the X-Men and plenty for Magneto, so he goes from his original plan and jumps to plan 18OZ. Up in space, Stark satellites begin to charge and harvest the magnetic field of Jupiter. Tony knows all about the magnetic fields of Jupiter, mostly because he's dated very kinky women and they've wanted to do weird stuff on other planets. As the satellites harvest energy across 400 million miles of space, a blast of energy shoots down to Earth and hits Tony. With all of the energy, he unleashes a massive magnetic energy blast that sends Magneto flying. And he even tells Magneto that there's a new master of magnetism. He's getting a little bit cocky. As Magneto's getting up, he instantly knows exactly where that power came from. He knows the taste of Jupiter's magnetic power. Magneto's able to easily figure out Tony's little plan, and puts an immediate end to it. He actually takes one of Stark's satellites apart, cutting off his connection, and at the same time, Magneto creates his own battle armor out of the Stark satellite. The ultimate disrespect. Magneto may be evil, but his actions are poetic. Magneto tells Stark that he isn't the only one who can use planetary power to his advantage. He then begins to power himself up with the magnetic power of the sun and beats on Stark with no mercy. Even in his suit, having someone wail on you with the power of the sun is brutal. But Magneto does not stop with the power of the sun. He begins to draw power from every other planet in the solar system. Magneto is plugged into every planet that his power allows him to reach, but then he feels it. He feels a pain that makes every hit from Iron Man seem irrelevant. He's hit so hard by the backlash of this force that he stops fighting. He doesn't see the point in what they're doing anymore. And with that opening, Iron Man strikes down Magneto, breaking open his armor. Magneto felt an entire planet destroyed in the blink of an eye. An entire planetary holocaust that left him stunned and afraid. All caused by the very thing that sparked this little war between the X-Men and the Avengers. Magneto realizes that they have no idea what they've gotten themselves into. Iron Man starts flying back down to Earth, leaving Magneto to float in the upper atmosphere. His face swollen, his eyes bleeding, and his bank account possibly dented after that fight. But nevertheless, he returns to the Avengers. Floating in space, Magneto tries to tell Iron Man to get Wanda, the Scarlet Witch. If they want a chance at stopping the Phoenix Force, they're gonna need his daughter. And Iron Man comes out on top as the winner against the Master of Magnetism. Only because Magneto was stunned by the destruction of a planet. A planet had to die for Iron Man to beat Magneto. Without the Phoenix Force-sized distraction, there's no doubt in my mind that Magneto would have come out on top. He was wielding the power of planets. But who do you guys think deserved to win this fight, Iron Man or Magneto? Would it have been the Master of Magnetism, someone who's been through tremendous trauma, or the billionaire genius philanthropist? Let me know in the comment section below. If you guys enjoyed the video, hit the like button, share the nerdgasm that is Avengers vs. X-Men, because everyone deserves a nerdgasm. And if you're new, consider sticking around and hitting that subscribe button. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.